Chapter 3, The Enigmatic Future. So, where are we headed to now then, Mr. Triton? Luke, please, call me anything but Mr. Triton. It's really strange being called that by myself. It's pretty awkward for me too, but what else am I supposed to call you? I don't see why you can't just be both called Luke. Should the need to distinguish between you arise, you can be Big Luke and you can be Little Luke. Not too keen on Little Luke, but it's better than all this confusion. You're the boss, Professor. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Little Luke. Oh no, the pleasure is all mine, Big Luke. Hehe, now where were we? Ah yes, there was something I need to check up on. Professor, did you pass the restaurant and the shopping arcade on the way to the casino? The one near the arcade southern exit? That's the one. We'll head there first. A friend of mine is waiting for us. One is future Luke and one is non-future. One is normal Luke. Yikes! What are you doing sneaking up on me like that? You almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry, sir. I didn't think a simple hello would scare you so much. I was lost in thought and didn't see you coming. Anyway, I have things to do. Goodbye. What's the matter, Professor? Look at the ground, Luke. Wet footprints, but it hasn't rained since we got here. How come his shoes are wet? I haven't the faintest idea. We have mysterious wet people around. Just a little further, Luke. We're almost at the arcade now. I know, we walked through here earlier. Oh right, of course you did. You mentioned that before, didn't you? Yeah. Hey, you know, there's something I've been wondering about. What's on your mind? Well, a machine that can take people to any point in time would really change the world. And not only that, it could improve people's lives. Yes, it would definitely have the potential to do that. But even though the time machine could do so much for people, you want to stop it being made? Picture this scenario. Imagine there's this bully who's always giving you trouble. Go on. Now let's say you had that time machine we were talking about. Would you travel back in time to when that bully was a teensy 5-year-old and get your own back? Of course not, that'd be cruel. Of course you wouldn't, that's because you've got a good heart. Imagine the damage that someone less kind could do with a machine like that. Oh, I've never thought of it like that. We've got to stop that machine from being built. Look, there's the restaurant. Is this the place you'd had in mind, Big Luke? Yes, this is the one. Let's head in. Luke, do you see that man in black over there? Does he look familiar to you? Yes, he's the one who brought us your letter. Sorry to keep you waiting, Shipley. Not at all. I just got here a minute ago myself. You've all met before, but I don't think you were properly introduced. This is my good friend, Shipley. He has played a vital role in bringing you and Little Luke here to our time. Pleased to meet you, Shipley. Likewise, Professor. Sorry I had to be so brief with you when we last met. Luke here told me I shouldn't share any details until he had the chance to speak to you by himself. Don't give it another thought. Luke needed to test us before sharing the details of his plan. Shipley, did you manage to do some reconnaissance work in Chinatown as I asked? Certainly we did, Luke. That filthy scumbag Layton. Apologies, Professor. I'm talking about the evil Layton, of course. The Professor is well aware of the situation. Do continue. Right, you know the towering pagoda in Chinatown? Evil Layton is holding them captured scientists there, apparently. He's got them working like slaves on something or other. So the scientists are in the towering pagoda. That's going to make things very difficult. I had enough of peculiar rumour whilst I was about town. Yes? Word has it that the Prime Minister who disappeared 10 years ago is being held up there too. What? Bill Hawkes. He's been missing ever since the day of the accident. It's been 10 years now. Do you suppose evil Layton might have abducted the Prime Minister as well as all those scientists? We won't know until we check the facts for ourselves. Big Rook, you seemed apprehensive at the mention of the Towering Pagoda. What is this place? The Towering Pagoda is the family stronghold, situated among a sea of warehouses in Chinatown. To complicate matters, all of Chinatown is under family control, which means it will be difficult just to get within walking distance. Yes, Gabe. There's an evil Professor Layton who controls future London. And he also controls Chinatown. Be that as it may, we need to uncover the truth. Can you guide us safely to the pagoda? Infiltrating a place like that is going to require a bit of preparation. Why don't we split up for a bit and I'll see if I can secure us a safe route there. You go and head for Chinatown without me. Shipley will tell you how to get that far, alright? Very well. Good. Now I need to get moving. Be careful out there. Crikey, he didn't half leave in a hurry. We need to get to Chinatown, Shipley. What's the best way to get there? Let's see. Your best bet is to head back up Flatstone Street. As you head north towards the casino, there's a small set of stairs on the right. Do you know the ones I mean? Ah yes. Now that you mention it, I do recall passing by an area that fits that description. Good. Head up them stairs and follow the narrow alley at the top until you hit a path above the river. From there, just follow that path and it will take you straight to Chinatown. You're not coming with us, Shipley? I wish I could, but I've got to stay here and wait for word from your older self. Very well. Thank you for your assistance, Shipley. Come, Luke. We mustn't tarry here. Be careful out there. If you run into any trouble, you can always find me here. I want to see if we can go back to the puzzle hut quickly. Let's see what puzzles are up there. I don't think any have been added yet, but we'll just check.
Watch out, Professor! There's a bee over there!
Now, Luke, I'm sure he won't hurt us, as long as we don't bother him.
If you say so.
You know, I've never seen a bee quite like this. Can you try talking to him, Luke?
I suppose I can try.
Well, look at Mr. Tall out here. Clearly he knows a bee of distinction when he sees one.
Wow. You're not like any bee I've ever met.
Isn't that what I just said? Well, it's true. I'm no run-of-the-eye bee, but I do try to blend in.
You'd probably have better luck blending in if you didn't talk.
Sure, whatever you say, smart guy. But listen, I've got something you should hear. You know those puzzles you don't get around to solving? Well, they all come hang out with me. You see, I have what you might call one of them magnetic personalities.
Wait, are you saying you've got the same job as Granny Riddleton?
Granny who? I don't know no grannies, but my name is Beasley. I'm gonna tell you how to peruse those puzzles now, so listen good.
Huh. I'm all ears.
Tap that flower over there to see a list of all the puzzles I've got. It's as simple as that. So anytime you get a craving to solve some of the puzzles you left behind, come here. Did that all make sense? Because people tell me I do tend to drone on. Get it? Drone?
It makes perfect sense.
All right then. You have fun with those puzzles, and I'll be here if you need me.
There's Beasley. He's an interesting character. Let's go to Chinatown. Oh wait, we need to go up, don't we? We had to go past the train station, not...
Here you go.
What's this now?
Open it and see.
A hat?
For the newly appointed professor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're a fully fledged member of the academic community now. So you've got to look the part. Very dashing, Herschel. The picture of a true gentleman.
A true gentleman?
No, leave it on. It suits you. It really does. So no taking it off. Oh, look at the time. I didn't realize how late it was. I have to go to the lab. We're running a very important experiment today. Let's continue this celebration over dinner tonight. Oh, and promise me you'll wear the hat. It's not your usual style, but keep an open mind. After all, isn't that what a gentleman does?
Young Layton is adorable. Did you see that, Professor? That was the same one we saw earlier, wasn't it? I suppose it was. You seem distracted, Professor. Are you alright? What's that? Oh, I'm fine, Luke. Absolutely fine. Yes, Rain. Professor Layton's girlfriend gave him the hat. If you say so, Professor. Hey look, I bet these are the stairs ship we mentioned. I could have sworn that was Square, but that's impossible. Word has it that the Prime Minister who disappeared 10 years ago is being held up there too. Perhaps that's what happened when the Prime Minister was abducted 10 years ago. Perhaps he was sent to the future, as we were. What if all this talk of time travel was real? If so, then maybe that really was Square. No, it defies all logic. Claire can't be here. Not after that day. A woman who looks uncannily like Professor Layton's old sweetheart, Claire, is wandering around town. Who could she be? Do you suppose that bronze statue depicts some sort of local hero? I'm going to have a quick look. Huh? Look, Professor. The man in the statue has the same hat as you. So he does. If I'm the man in the statue, does that make you the boy there? Well, I suppose he looks a bit like me. Oh, there's a description of the statue here. Let's see. It seems our friend here is some sort of famous author. An author, you say? Not a professor? Imagine if he was. Now that would be a coincidence. Let's see what else it says. The author used to write big complicated books, but all that changed because of this boy. The boy was ill, and to cheer him up, the man wrote an adventure novel for people of all ages. I suppose the book was so successful that he went on to write more of them. What a heartwarming story. Oh, that's not all, Professor. Here, I'll read you the rest. In the end, the little boy was taken by his illness. However, the extraordinary friendship between the author and the boy would last forever. I can't believe how sad that ending is. There, it's not all bad, my boy. It sounds as if the two found true friendship in each other. Some people go through their whole lives without experiencing such a thing. I suppose so. It's still terribly sad, though. Look here. It says, in memory of an extraordinary and everlasting friendship. Wouldn't it be wonderful if our friendship grew to those heights? What do you mean, if? Our friendship is already extraordinary and everlasting. Now, Luke, I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers. You're right, we're very good friends. You're not upset, are you? Me? Upset? Of course not. Anyway, I think we should move on. Oh dear. Is this really the way to Chinatown? It's awfully dirty. And dark. Does this place frighten you, my boy? Me? Scared? No way. I just want to get to Chinatown. Let's go. There's no need to dash off, Luke. Do be careful, you could slip. Whoa! Ow, 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 ow! Oh dear, what did I just tell you? Are you laughing at me, Professor? Laughing? Me? Certainly not. Of course I am. I just bumped my knee a little. I'll walk it off. Oh good, I was worried for a moment there. Let's go. Looks like we're on the right track, Professor. Here's the Thames. Indeed, and it looks just as majestic as ever. I suppose some parts of London never change, even after 10 whole... Hey, that wasn't there before. You've noticed it as well then, Luke. That has to be the biggest White House I've ever seen, and I'm sure it wasn't there before. Judging by its almost pristine condition, it must have been erected very recently. Good day, fine gents. Isn't the view from here absolutely glorious? It most certainly is, sir. Truly, it's nothing short of breathtaking. Psst, Professor, look at this man. Do you suppose he could be part of the family? What's that, boy? I'm standing right here. If you have something to say it to my face. What's more, I don't appreciate being associated with those drab-clad ruffians. Look at this suit. See the stitching? This was custom made in Italy! Italy, I say! I'm ever so sorry, sir. I meant no offence. I never thought you were one of them, really. Well, as long as you acknowledge your outrageous mistake, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. Just to assuage any lingering doubts as to my identity, however, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stand London's most distinguished, dashing and debonair man. The name's Graham. I would tell you to remember the name, but I know you can't possibly forget. Got it, Graham's, London's most distinguished, dashing, and I forgot the last one. But I won't forget the name, I promise. Oh, hello there. Say, do you happen to know if this is the way to Chinatown? Ah, reckon this path will most likely take you there, aye? You reckon? Haven't you taken this path before? Nay chance. I've a feeling something could happen to me down that way. Something bad. Like, I could get into a rammy with that family, what? Ah, I'm better off just staying here and solving puzzles. Henchman Hunt. Ah, I'm afraid there might be some of that family what up ahead. There's no telling what they'd do if they spotted me. I've taken up hiding spot behind this wall, so as I can take a wee peek without being found. Could you please help me out? Just tell me henchmen are actually out there. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8.
How about this? Let me think this through again.
I guess it must be 7 then. Because I thought I might count 1 extra.
This one's as good as solved. I guess it's back to the drawing board.
We'll try counting again. I'll ask Mr. P. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9.
How about this? No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
9 henchmen. I was right to be afraid. I don't know what accent this is, but it's not a Scottish one. Ha! You've solved my puzzle. Looks like you're not part of that family what then. They're not too bright, see? Of course not, we're no family minions. I'm Luke, and this here is the famous Professor Layton. Wait? Layton, you say? Of course he's not a family minion. He's here, don't you? Help! Somebody help me! Oops, I forgot how the name Layton scares the living daylights out of people this time. Yes, it's unfortunate, but people do seem to think I'm a criminal. More interesting note, have a look at the ground, Luke. Another wet scientist. Those footprints must belong to the man who just ran off. Come to think of it, his shoes and trousers were soaking, but why? It's a bit chilly to get out for a swim, don't you think? Indeed. So how did he get so wet? Men in white laboratory coats seem to be all over this part of town, but the odd thing is that their trouser bottoms and shoes are always soaking wet. What reason could they have for walking around London with wet feet? You know, Professor, what with all the trees and stuff, this hill is a bit creepy. What's the matter, Luke? You're not afraid of seeing a ghost, are you? Come on, Professor, I know you would never believe in something so unscientific. Unscientific, you say? Yeah, there's no proof that ghosts exist. And a man of science like you would never fear something as serious as ghosts, eh, Luke? Well, maybe just a whittle. Bust oi you do, look sharp. You got a what's look about ya. You know where you are. Must confess we do not. It's our first time in this area. Listen, I could be wrong, but it looks like you two are a couple of fine upstanding citizens. I'm a nice fella. That's why I'll clue you in. You're standing right in the middle of the Black Market Bazaar. Black Market? Wow. Wow, it's right, Sonny. We sell a lot of dodgy stuff out here, and no one questions where it comes from. If it was me and those shiny loafers of yours, I'd keep my head down and weg it as quick as I could. That would seem prudent indeed. Before we go though, I've got a question. Why do people come all the way out here to shop? Listen, son, the things for sale here. Let's just say you won't find them at your local corner shop. But come to the bazaar and who can say what treasures you'll find? Oh, I suppose you mean antiques and other rare items. I think we've asked enough questions for one day, Luke. Let's move on, shall we? You two be careful. Oh, and if you're ever in the market for something hard to find, swing by. The puzzle gate is not here yet. Here it is. Oi, just what do you two think you're doing? No one passes through this here gate. Now clear off, or we'll be having more than words with each other. I see. What nerve? They're just a pair of brutes, don't you agree? Professor, what are you thinking about? Tell me, Luke, did those two remind you of anyone we know? It's not an exact match, but they do bear an odd resemblance to a certain pair of fellows. Of course, you're talking about Inspector Chalmey and Barton. I am. The similarities are quite striking, don't you think? Big guy in charge, check. Small assistant, check. But something tells me the inspector wouldn't take kindly to being told he resembles a criminal. Speaking of the inspector, did his presence at that event seem at all odd to you? Event? Do you mean the time machine presentation? Yes, why do you suppose a police inspector was invited to an event like that in the first place? Well, he's cracked quite a few tough cases. Maybe his celebrity status got him invited. Yes, I assume the same thing. After all, pseudo-celebrity status is what you've got. What you and me are tickets. Pseudo-celebrity? Nonsense! You're the great Professor Layton, the modern-day English gentleman. I hate to say it, Luke, but I think you're the only one who heaped that kind of praise on me. From what I saw, almost everyone there was either from the media or wanted in high society. The inspector and I were clear exceptions to an otherwise homogeneous list of names. So the question looms before us: why did Dr. Stangun, whoever he is, invite the inspector and me? What I wouldn't give to hear the inspector's take on the event. Yeah, it's too bad we have to go back to our own time to ask him. Wait a second, what if the inspector is still working here in the future? Professor, there you are. Ah, hello Luke. I couldn't help but overhear you as I ran up. Did you say you'd like to meet the inspector? Yes, ideally we would meet him back in our time while the events of that time are still fresh. I think we can make that happen. But how? Let's continue this conversation where we can't be seen or heard, shall we? Why don't we head over to the wooded area to the west? Back we go. Oh, the puzzle gate isn't here yet. There, much better. I don't think anyone is likely to overhear us now. You mentioned that there was a way for us to visit the inspector in our own time. I can imagine that this means going back to 10 years ago. Is such a thing possible? Indeed, Professor. The only way to do it is to use the wormhole back in the clock shop. But the door to the clock shop is locked. How are we going to get in? That shouldn't be a problem. I can get that door open for you. Strange. Why is it that you have such easy access to the wormhole? I promise, I'll explain everything when you get there. Please trust me on this. But for now, let's return to the clock shop on Midland Road. What about our plan to head into Chinatown? That'll have to be put on the back burner for now. The situation has changed. Chapter 4. Back to the present. I think the puzzle gate is when we get down here. Say, when was that White House on the river built? About 5 years ago? Did anyone comment on this peculiar location? Building a structure like that in the middle of the river seems to serve little purpose. That's not untrue, Professor, but let's discuss the city later. We need to make the clock shop. Oh, thank goodness you're here. London's most debonair man requires some assistance. Alright. What's the matter? It's that blasted bird over there. The dreadful creature swooped down and blocked my best cufflinks right off my sleeves. What bird? Oh, that must be the bird that Pharaoh was talking about. Oh wow, a parrot. Don't just stand there staring. Grab the winged menace before it flaps off. You may not have noticed, sir, but we're in a bit of a hurry here. Luke, listen to yourself. Don't you remember what the Professor always says? Helping people in need is the duty of every gentleman. A very good point, Luke. Very well then, let's think. This bird clearly likes shiny objects. Excuse me, sir, would you happen to have anything shiny we could borrow for a moment? Of course. What sort of gentleman would I be without the proper accoutrements? Here, I always carry a garnet when I need to accessorise with a little flash. Oh dear. What's wrong? Curses, the garnet has fallen into the bottom of my case and I can't reach it. You're not making it very easy for us to help you. 38, quatted case. It's Sophie's favourite! Sliding puzzles! Bum 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 bum. Well, that's the easiest sliding puzzle we've done so far.
Puzzling? I think not.
Ah, there we are. With any luck, this flashy gem will attract the parrot. See if you can tame him when he gets close. Leave it to me. Right then, here goes. Ark. Here he comes. Squawk, squawk, squawk. Don't worry, boy. We won't hurt you. Squawk, squawk. You don't say. You know, that bird seems pretty fond of you, Luke. Are you friends now? Of course. Well, now that you're friends, why don't you give him a name? Good idea, Professor, but what should I name him? Rain, do you want to name the bird? I'll let you pick a name for the bird. Yeah, we'll go with Peridot. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Peridot. Hello there, I'm Luke. It's nice to meet you too, Peridot. Nice work, Luke. That was amazing. Of course, what else would you expect from the apprentice of the great Professor Layton? The parrot minigame has been added to the trunk. Thank goodness you caught that fluffy fiend. What fine young men you two are. Keep at it, and one day you'll each become a true gentleman, just like myself. Glad we could help. Here's your garnet, and I believe these cufflinks are yours too. Oh yes. There we are. With these in place, I'm even more devastatingly handsome than before. Now I believe you two young men deserve something for your trouble. Oh, there's really no need, sir. Helping people is reward enough for any gentleman. I think we'll head off when we get back down here. Let's take the path on the left up here. The left? Will that way take us back to Midland Road as well? It will, and in half the time. Midland Road is just on the other side of that door. I'll go and open it. Hey, the door's locked. Locked? It can't be. Budge over, Luke, I'll get it open. How strange, it really is locked. Look at this, you two. There's an unusual set of numbers embedded in the door. Missing tiles. Oh god. Kai, can I have a hint? Kai, Kai, I am bad. So, it, right. I'm very tired, Kai. So something times something equals this plus, oh god. Can I get hint 2 as well, Kai? My brain's just not at the moment. Oh god. Two numbers produce the same value when numbers in one pair are multiplied and numbers in the other pair are multiplied together. Two pairs of two numbers. Two times 3 and 1 times 6. Two times 3 equal no. Can I just give me hint 3 in the super hint, Kai? Please. Sorry. Solution to the top equation is 6. The two numbers on each side of the equation should produce the same result when they're multiplied as when they're added together. So 6 let's try 1 times 5. Three plus 2 equals, that works. this equals 6. Oh god. Or is that just a is that actually the answer? Is that a hypothetical, Hawkeye? Oh no. Bum 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 bum. If we put this as 5, right, 2 and 3 equals 6. So 2 times 3 equals 6. And then 3, and then 1, so we add 1 there. Is that right?
I do believe I've got the answer. It seems I was right on the money.
Wonderful work, Big Wook. I think it's a little early for congratulations, Professor. The door still won't open. The puzzle isn't keeping the door shut. What is? I suppose it's time for Plan B. This might seem too obvious, but would you two help me give this door a push? Certainly, it does seem we've run out of other options after all. Ready everyone? All together on 3. 1, 2, 3! Ah! What's that man doing on the ground? This fellow must have fallen asleep against the door. It just goes to show that every puzzle has an answer. Well, think fast, Professor, because that answer is coming this way and he doesn't look happy. Oi, what do you think you're doing kicking down my napping door? You woke me up. We're terribly sorry, sir. Please understand, we had no idea you were there. Oh, not you again. Look, I can't deal with that hat of yours right now. I'm out of here. Oh dear, I seem to have driven that poor man off. I wouldn't pay it too much heed, Professor. Besides, we need to keep moving in towards the clock shop. We're nearly there now. There's the shop. The door was locked earlier and no one would answer it when he knocked. That's because you didn't know the secret knock. Watch this. Come on in. Go on, try the door now. It looks like no one's here. Dee-hee-hoo! Well, look who's back. Ah, what are you doing hiding there? I see you've learned the secret knock, dearie. Actually, I was the one who did the knocking spring. Is Cog around? Ah, there you are, Wook. Cog's in the back room. Oh, so you know the owners of the clock shop, Wook. I must have forgotten to mention that earlier, but yes, Spring and Cog have been helping me. I think Cog can explain better than I can though. You should ask him. Alright, let's hear what he has to say. I thought I heard voices out front. Nice to see you again, Professor, and, Wook, the Professor's apprentice. Yes, Wook, of course. Would you mind telling them about the wormhole and how it all started, Cog? I think it would help to have everyone on the same page. It'll be my pleasure. Pardon, Wook, the smaller Wook, that is. Yes? Tell me, Wad, what does this contraption behind me look like to you? A big old clock. Right you are. By my estimate, this clock is well over 100 years old. This old girl needs a lot of TLC to keep chugging along, so I spend quite a bit of time on maintenance. I was right in the middle of oiling her gears one day when 2 family thugs burst in. Here we go. This has got to be the place the boss was talking about. Too right. Hey boss, there's a big clock here, just what you said. It's a proper antique clock. Hey you two, what do you think you're doing barging into my shop? Get your hands off my clock. Shut it, you old codger. You don't tell us what to do. Think you know who you're dealing with. I'm dealing with a load of quads who won't get out of my shop. I'd keep a civil tongue in my head if I were you, Grandad. Now get out of the way, we've got a schedule to keep here. What are you two ground waiting for? Get to work. If we don't get a move on, things won't be ready in time for you know who. Sorry boss, we're doing our best, but Grandad's here got his knickers in a twist. Then throw him out onto the street, you numpty. Let me go, you villains. We're just going to go for a little walk, alright, Grandad? Keep your filthy hands off my clock, you hear me? We're just about on schedule, but we have to wait until the exact time the boss said to turn this thing on. That's all I heard before those brutes threw me out of my own shop. It wasn't until later that I found out what the thugs wanted from my little clock shop. See, the family was funding the construction of a time machine by a group of scientists. I think the idea was to use it to create some kind of wormhole. But how could they do that? Search me, it was all mumbo jumbo, something about opening a vortex in the flow of time. Anyway, things didn't go exactly to plan for whatever reason. I see, so somehow this hole in time appeared in this clock of yours. That's more or less it. This clock has been ticking away for over 100 years. My guess is that something about the clock's age caused the warp point to gravitate to this spot. The wormhole, or whatever it's called, became a part of my clock. The thing is, I'm the only one who can keep the old girl running. Which means, like it or not, I'm the only person who can open and close the wormhole. Wow, that's really weird. It's a burden is what it is. Once the family realised, they forced me to work the clock for them. After a while, I caught wind of Cog's situation. It goes without saying that he's not a member of the family. In fact, the family's been nothing but a source of trouble for him. It certainly sounds like it. So I approached Cog and Spring and explained my plan to them. They all agreed to help, and Cog fired up the machine so that I could get my message to you. Upon receiving your letter, I whet my curiosity to take Wook and myself on a journey that led here. That's quite the plan you concocted, Big Wook. Thank you, but it's about to get even more interesting. Oh? Professor, with Cog's help we can send you and Wook back to your own time. You'll be able to speak to Inspector Chelmy there. But you will come back to put a stop to what's going on here once you've finished, won't you? You of all people should know the answer to that question, Wook. I keep my promises, and I intend to solve the problem here. It's what a gentleman would do. Thank you, Professor. That was exactly the answer I was hoping for. I wouldn't dream of leaving things here in this state. You said it yourself, Wook. The only one who can stop Herschel Layton is Herschel Layton himself. That's true. My apologies. I should never have doubted you. Next week we shall return to present-day London. We shall save here, and then I will finish. I will do my end of the stream. Save state here, and then I shall see if anyone's on Twitch to raid. None from there. I cannot. The only person in the Discord that I see live is myself. So, and I can't raid myself. So I shall end the stream here off Tonight we have Sam with something. I assume Pokemon probably. And next Sunday we'll be back for more Professor Layton and the Lost Future. Bye for now. Bye bye.